creatures of the world, and welcome back to Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. It's turning into a beautiful day in the far north of Maine, up along the Canadian border in the Crown of Maine. I hope it's a beautiful day wherever you are as well. If you are listening on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, or Pandora, you will have noticed that I haven't been around in a while. It's been about 3 weeks since I added to my audio-only catalog, simply because I've been doing small videos. I've been doing some YouTube shorts. I've been doing some vignettes. I've been doing some montages of things happening here on the homestead, things that we have been doing in our lives. And it doesn't quite translate well into the audio only portion of the podcasting. So the videos are on my YouTube channel, Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. Think about popping over there and taking a little peek. I am very excited, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. We have a new series in our short catalog on YouTube, and it is called Backyard Carpentry. I have been waiting for 10 years for a space for myself. I started my fiber company 10 years ago, and it's all done in my kitchen, small corner of my kitchen that I'm relegated to do my podcasting and run my small fiber business out of. In my kitchen is where I make all my product. And in this little corner of my kitchen, the chair gets moved, the desk goes back, the computer equipment gets set up, and it is from here that we ship all the fiber and wool orders out. I also design my own knits in this corner. It's absolutely wild what happens in this corner when I'm not podcasting. So it's constantly a breakdown setup situation in my life as far as business goes. 10 years ago, I just wanted a little space removed from the house where I could just be and exist in the flow of creativity without all the hustle and bustle that goes on in the house in real life. 7 years ago, I started saving up to build a fiber studio. I was 3 years into the fiber business when I finally started to make enough profit to tuck some money away and get a studio built. Well, last year we bought all the material for the fiber studio. If you've been with my podcast for the last year and a half, you will have seen and you will have heard all about the fiber studio that was supposed to be built last spring. That wasn't, because the engine blew on our work truck. So the truck had to be fixed. Now, our work truck is a very special little truck. It's a 1981 Chevy Step Van P20. And our construction business is what pays for our lifestyle, picks up the slack for the homestead, it picks up the slack when our children need it, and it spoils the hell out of our grandbabies. It's our main business. My fiber business pays for itself and product. Not enough to give me a big paycheck, but it's something I like to do, and I was able to take what little paycheck I did get and buy the materials for my fiber studio. We bought a good portion of our materials for the studio build. The engine blew on the work truck, so that had to be rebuilt. And you know, when you do mechanics, this one thing leads to the next. And she got rebuilt from the front to the back. Everything is brand new except for the transmission. Now we're going to have a transmission service next month. And I have a sneaky suspicion it's either got to be rebuilt or replaced before we really take the big haul and do these semi-van life tours that we want to do around Aroostook County and the great state of Maine. But those are all coming up. As a result of the engine blowing on the truck last year, the studio did not get built because all the time and energy and all of that went into the van, and there is just only so much time in the day between the regular work gig, and having to come home and deal with the mechanics on his truck. There was no time to put up the studio. We started building it this weekend, so I am very, very, very excited, and I am very thankful, and I am very grateful, and here we are with boss lady tip number 1: never give up on your dreams. Sometimes it does seem like it's never going to happen, and I have had a lifetime of that. When we got married and had children, we decided as a couple that instead of both of us working 40 hours a week, because even back in the 90s, you both had to have a 40-hour-week job to survive, instead of putting children into daycare, I was going to take the traditional role of a stay-at-home mom, and I was going to raise our children and run the office end of his company. And he was going to go out and do the legwork and get the jobs and do all the labor. And that worked very well as we raised our children. However, when you are a stay-at-home parent, when you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, you have hopes and dreams and desires for yourself, and you are also in charge of the household. You are in charge of nourishing your family and nurturing your family. And, you know, we're just traditional people, and the kids need things, and they're growing up, and they have hopes and dreams and desires that have to be nurtured as well. And it just seems like just about every time I was ready to make a move and do something for myself and get my own space to make my fiber business become absolutely amazing, something happened, and it was not possible at that time. So my dreams just kept getting pushed off. And you always say, well, when the kids are 18, we had 3 of them. They're all 18 months apart. So it was like 3 or 4 years of getting them all 18, and then all out of college, and then all, letting their life get settled, and then it'll be my turn. And I never really did get out of his office. There was always a thing where, I'll work 1 more year, and then you need to find somebody to run your office. It just never happened. Life has a way about it, and you either go with it or you resist it. I never gave up on having my own space, but there were times, and I'm not going to lie to you, being a lady boss, there were times it was hard not to give up. And the difference between successful people and people who do not realize their full potential in life is that successful people fail more. They fail the most, but they keep getting back up and doing the thing. And that's kind of what I did. I had 34 years of coming right up to the goalpost and being like, yes, we're going to do it. And then something would happen, such as the engine to a truck would blow up, and something would break. A child would have a greater need, and there it goes, and that's life. So for 10 years, I've dreamed of the studio. For 7 years, I've been saving all my paycheck that I get off of my fiber business, and here we are. We are doing the build. We are filming some of the build for you guys. I'm more interested in filming like the cool stuff on the build, not the framing. I'm more interested in filming the interior decorating of my little studio, and I'm just over the moon. I don't know what else to say about it. I'm over the moon. I am excited, and things are finally happening. I'm 53 years old, and things are really finally happening for me, and all I can say is it's because I always chase my dreams even when it looked like they were not going to happen. And, there was question. I had real question. We have had our share of arguments over me being able to do things I wanted to do in my life, such as he has been able to realize his hopes and dreams in our lifetime together. So it's just it can be hard. But if you don't give up, It will all happen. I have always been a person, ladies and gentlemen, who believed the impossible was possible. I believe in it. And I hear from people all the time, I say, just chase your dreams until you capture them. And people are like, yeah, but it's taken forever. People work their entire lifetimes to become who they are in the world. Their entire lifetimes. Henry Ford was in his 50s before he finally hit on something, the Model T, that made him Henry Ford. And many, many times in life, people give up before they hit that mark. I mean, I talk about this all the time. My husband is semi-retired from his business. And we hoped he would be fully retired by the age of 55. He was not. He's only semi-retired. We're hoping for a full retirement before he's 60. And that's just in a few short years. And maybe it happens and we can move on with the other hopes and dreams that we have for our future. We always have a plan that is at least 10 years out. And we have hopes, dreams, and desires. We never stop dreaming. We never stop trying to make those dreams come true. If you don't stop, it does happen. That I promise you. If you never give up what you are trying to achieve, you will attain. And that's the true key to success. It is to always chase your dreams because they will come true. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, I am going to be on and off with the channel, with the podcasting for the next few weeks as we continue to put up the building. I have a few videos that I'm working on for you guys. They're short videos, they're do-it-yourself videos, but I am in the middle of a huge project. It's the project of my lifetime, and I want to savor it, and I want to dedicate all of my energy to building my studio and attaining something that at times I did not think would ever exist. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, carpe diem, because no one promised you a tomorrow.